Hello students, my name is Sumit Mehta. So in today's lecture we will discuss about heredity, okay, in detail. So what do you understand by heredity, students? So the most obvious outcome of the reproductive process still remains the generation of individuals of similar design. Okay, the rule of heredity, what does it say, students? The rule of heredity determine the process of determine the process of determine the process by which traits and characteristics are reliably inherited. So now we will look at it in a closer way. So what are inherited traits? So what are inherited traits? So as you all know, students, that from going from second generation to first generation, or you can say from your father to you cannot be exactly similar to your father. Okay, so we know that a child bears all the basic feature of a human being. Human being, however, it does not look like exactly like its parents. Exactly like its parents. Okay, and human population show a great deal of variation due to this. Students, there are some characteristics that are there in of your parents, but you should not be, or you are not exactly looks like your parents. That is why human population show a great deal of variation. So now we will understand about the rules of the inheritance of traits, okay, which is the Mendel's contribution. Okay, so we will see in detail. So the rules for inheritance of such traits in human beings, of such traits in human beings are related to the fact that both the father both the father and the mother contribute practically contribute practically equal amounts of genetic material to child. Means a child gets the equal amounts of contribution or of genetic material from their both the parents, means from father and the mother. So what does this means that, so this means that each trait can each trait can be influenced by both paternal and maternal DNAs. Okay, so that is why Mendel worked out, Mendel the scientist, okay, worked out the main rules of such inheritance. Okay, so what were the main rules of Mendel's? So now we will see that. So students, now we will see what Mendel did is. So Mendel used a number of contrasting visible characters, visible characters of garden. First is peas, round wrinkle seeds, okay, round or wrinkle seeds, round wrinkle seeds, tall tall or short plants, means of different contrasting visible characteristics, white violet flowers, and so on. Okay, so what does he observe is that he took pea plants, with different characteristics. Okay, and characteristics and calculated percentage of tall and short progeny. Okay, so what does he observe? I am writing here the observation. So in the first place, there was no halfway characteristics in the first generation or F1 progeny. There was no halfway characteristics in the first generation. In the first generation, okay, or you can say F1 progeny. No medium height plants, all the plants were tall. Okay, this means that only one of the parental traits was seen. Okay, note some mixture of the two. So the next question was, were the tall plants in the F1 generation exactly the same as the equal of the parental plants, and these F1 plants to reproduce self pollination? So I hope that you have what we have learnt about self pollination is that a plant producing another plant, or a microorganism producing another microorganism without the need of any other microorganism. So it is called as self pollination. But in the F2 progeny, Okay, plants are not, all plants are not tall. Okay, some of them are like short. This indicates that both the tallness and the shortness traits were inherited in the F1 plants, but only the tallness traits was expressed. So we can say that in both the progeny, both the traits were inherited, but in F1, this characteristics was of tallness was only shown to us. So we can say that these two may be identical or may be different depending on the percentage of the progeny we are getting from our parents, both the parents. Okay, so in this explanation, T1 and T2, both the pea plants which we have taken, while only TT is a, so let's say first is TT, smaller is, second is TT. So TT is smaller and capital TT is larger. Okay, so the traits like T which we are getting from progeny 1 are dominant traits. Means if we are getting a traits more of our father, so your father traits are more dominant than your mother traits, so that is why you can tell that. So this is the experiment or the observation done by Mendel, students. I hope that you are pretty clear about what Mendel observation is, and if you have still any doubt or any query, then please do comment in the comment section, student. I will be happy to help you guys there. Okay, and in the next lecture we will discuss about how do these traits get expressed. Okay,